gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Everybody, Stan with Sweet Smoky Joe again, coming to you from our world headquarters right here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Look, it's great to be back and doing videos again, and hopefully we can continue on a more, frequent basis moving forward. But with that said, today we are going to go ahead and continue on with the Riblicious Ribs Series. In this episode, I've got a little something right here that, we're fixing to find out together if it's as claimed. And this one we're going to call this are wicked ribs, and it's probably not what you think, but we're going to do a side-by-side comparison with 2 racks of ribs and let you know if you should buy this product or not, and if it stands up to the claims that it says. So anyway, can't wait to start it. It's not going to be a long video, so stick around. All right, so welcome back, and today we're doing some a product comparison with this product right here. See if you can see that. Wicked Pig tenderizing marinade. Now we started carrying this in our store. One of the customers who has a seasoning line actually said that this is used on the competition circuit. So let's see exactly what it is. Now when you get my age, if you want to read something, you gotta put it on your eyeballs. All right, first of all, let's see what's in it. So it's Wicked Pig all natural tenderizing marinade with flavor enhancer, like a 2019 world champion here. So that's good. Don't really have like any seasoning, really don't have anything in there. 5 calories, just less than a gram of carbohydrates, blah, blah. Ingredients, here we go. Salt, maltodextrin, modified food starch, sugar, garlic, black pepper, paprika, caramel, color, onion, beef extract, autolyzed yeast extract, and bromelain. I don't know. I don't like things if I can't pronounce them, but anyway, maybe it's something that it needs to be a tenderizing marinade. It's like 2 in 1, right? All right. So let's see. Right here says, want to learn like a champion? Go to barbecuechamps.com/grillmasters/Matt-Overson. Well, there you go, Matt Overson. Now you know, right? Now you know. Any of you that follow the competition circuit, I do, to an extent. Probably familiar with that name, if you've been following it for a while. All right, it says here, there are 4 steps. It says directions. Number 1, add 1 scoop provided. Ha, look at here. Scoop provided. Okay, so far so good. 1 scoop provided with 1 scoop of mix with 16 ounces of water. Number 2, add a liquid to 2 pounds of beef, pork, or lamb and marinate for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, this is something you have to excuse me. You're gonna think I'm gonna sneeze. If I do, you'll be the second to know. And this is what got me, 15 to 20 minutes. Now, how can you possibly marinate and tenderize something in so short a time? I mean, I usually let my seasoning sit and sweat out at least 15 minutes, if not longer. So anyway, that's gonna be interesting. We're gonna do it per the instructions, okay? Oh, the directions here. Number 3, pat dry, then add seasoning. So don't rinse, don't do anything, just pat it dry and add your seasoning. And then number 4, well, this is an important one. Cook on desired heat source. Now, I love the ingenuity. People become so vague like that. It's wonderful. Yeah, it could be anything. It's like the Smoky Joe. It can be coals. It can be I don't know, magnifying glass, whatever. Now, it does have a note down here. It says substitute a beef consomme, broth, stock, or desired liquid. But we're going to go, like I said, distributed by, I'm going to finish this, distributed by the Wicked Pig Barbecue Company, www.wickedpigiowa.com. That's Wicked Pig Iowa, IOWA.com. And you want to know why I need my glasses? Can you see how small that is? Look at that. You won't even focus in on it. See how small it is. All right, so I'm going to go per the directions. Now, what I've done is, well, let me try to get my camera turned around so you can get a better shot and see exactly what I'm doing. So I'll be right back. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of see what I got going here. This is my barbecue prep tub. It's the medium size. You've seen me use this before. I've got 2 racks of baby rack ribs. This is one laying in here. I've already peeled the membrane off the back. Got it trimmed up nice and even. Took the little, pieces of bones and whatnot out, and I put it in here. All right. So, first thing you got to know is always got to have your olives, right? Yes, you know me with my hot olives. These are the Sexy olives from Catch a Fire. Excuse my chewing, but always got to have those when you cook. So good. All right. Plus, you never want to cook hungry. Let me put this in here so you can see. Now, this right here is, we got 8 cups, which is 16 ounces, obviously. So what I did is, because the tub is so big, I had to make so much, right, to try to cover the protein. So that is 4 scoops, and I believe you probably can get, guesstimation, 6 to 8 scoops out of this. Probably 8. I had a little bit left over from another one, but, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see it. Right here, just probably a little past halfway. So 6 to 8 scoops out of this one deal here. Put it in there, 8 cups of water, or 64 ounces. And then I've just got a whisk, been kind of whisking it up. And I see that there's some solids in there that you're just not going to be able to dissolve, because I've been doing this for quite a while. So don't let that bother you. It is what it is, right? So remember we talked about the space. But see, now if I had this and some other stuff and all kind of in there, then what would happen? This right here would go a long way, right? Here's a little pro tip for you. And it's as easy as it gets. In order to conserve your marinade and make it go, or tenderizer, whatever you're basting it in for a while, in order for it to go stretch further, and you only have this one little piece, and this is, because see, casserole dishes, anything else, they were too short. I couldn't lay the whole rib in there, the whole slab, or rack, I mean. So, this is what you do. Step off camera and be rude. Get you a 1-gallon Ziploc bag. Fill it up full of water. Be careful, because you can, if you don't close it well, you will have a 1-gallon mess, right? In fact, there it is right there, doing a little leakage on me, which is fine, because I'm fixing to put some in here. So this is what we have, right? This takes up your space. So you can use less marinade. Let's pour this in here. Isn't that simple? Just like anything else, right? You probably, if you're old enough, you've probably seen some of those things that they sell sometimes, where they you can put like a brick or something like that in the tank of your toilet, so it would use less water, right? Because it takes less water to fill up the toilet. Now, you see here, remember we talked about solids and things? That's all the goodies that didn't get dissolved and washed out. So we're just simply going to take some cool water right here, get this washed around. Excuse my sinuses. Oh, there we go. And pour it right on in there. All right. So even with that, there was still a lot of space. You gotta realize this is a very large tub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconfigure my rack just like this, because if anything, what do we want submerged, right? We want the meat side. Now what I'm going to do, because I do have, I don't know if you can see it, but I do have a little leak coming out. Let's see if I can put it on camera. Coming out here from my bag. That's why I said you got to be careful. So good thing about this barbecue tub is, if I can do it without spilling anything, it's going to be the test, y'all. This could potentially make, if I just do it the right way, for a bloopers video very easily. What I'm doing is trying to raise, oh, that was close. Woo! Raise this up. There. Now that's what's great about this barbecue tub, because see, I had another notch I could come on up. Now it's just extended all the way out. And it looked like it narrowed it up a little bit because these canals here were taken out, so it submerged it a little bit deeper. So actually, I just learned that. That's pretty neat. Still got this taking up a lot of space. So with that said, I'm telling you what, after that, that deserves an olive. With that said, I'm going to take a celebratory olive. That deserves it. Take my lid, cover it for critters, start the clock. See you in 20 minutes. Okay, so that's what it looks like now that it's, all the marinade was poured out of it. So per the instructions and the directions, we are going to simply pat it dry. That's all it said do. And flip over. And you can see it took on a little bit of color there, didn't it? It's got some goodies on it, looks like. I wonder if that's going to affect the seasoning at all. All right, pat it dry. Now, I'm going to get out of the picture for just a little bit. Move this out of the way. Pull this back around. Hopefully you can see it. And all I did was just poured out all the marinade, and then what was left is what you saw in the barbecue prep tub. One more on this side. All right, now then, let's see here. I'm gonna flip it over so you can see a comparison. Now the other ribs, what do we call it? The control rack, I guess. Been sitting in the fridge while these have been sitting in the marinade. Go ahead and get a quick pat on them. Try to keep everything equal. All right, so hopefully the camera can pick this up. Let's see if I can hold these. Or maybe they'll just sit right there for me. See a noticeable difference right here, the marinade, right here, just a rinsed off rack, right? So you can already tell in 20 minutes, that's how long it took, it did take on some color, right? Okay, now then, what you gotta do? Boom, olive. Oh, I got gypped on that one. The jalapeno was pulled out of the middle. All right, so a rub for the day. Yeah, there you go. Right now, right here, we're using what I think probably one of the best, just solid foundational beef and pork rubs you can get from Sweet Smoky Joe. This is our award-winning beef and pork rub right here. And this is what we're using. Nothing fancy, nothing, you know, different or whatever. And if you'll notice right here, this is our new labels and our new bottles. And we'll be going to this on all of them. So right now we got the Creole Kick and the beef and pork rub in this. We got some others that are just being bottled in that. But be looking for this. Same great product, just a little bit different label. Try to cut the cost for y'all. Now then, we're going to just do a normal seasoning as we normally do. That is going to be a little on the back. Can you open them all? See? There we go. This is going to be a lot better pour too. There we go. Now, we're going to let this sit for about 15-20 minutes. Let it get nice and happy. We're going to come back, flip them over, season the other side. So see you in about 20. All right. It's been about 20 minutes. Everything's looking good here. Actually been a little less. There's really no need to let this sit too long because it, obviously is the bone side. So these are marinated ribs. Let's get them flipped over. These are the control ribs, as we'll call them flipped over. All right. Now we're going to take some of that good Sweet Smoky Joe award-winning beef and pork rub, and we're going to hit this side. All right, so there we go. Now, yes, I did go a nice, good, full, heavy coverage on it, just because it, I know how this seasoning reacts, and these are such a nice little slab of ribs. We're gonna let this sit here, and we will let this swell out for a good time. So, I'm going to go ahead and head out to the grill, which I think y'all will be surprised to see on that, and I'm going to fire it up to 225 using some red oak, apple, and let's go what the other one is. Anyway, I'll let you know when we get out there. So meet me out the grill. All right, so we're out here at the grill, and one thing you're going to notice is Sweet Smoky Joe got a new grill. This is the Louisiana Grill's Founders Legacy, part of the Founders Series. It's 304 stainless. It is it's the 1200 model. They make an 800 and 1200. It's an absolutely beautiful machine. See right here, we've got a touchscreen display. We've got programmable meat probes. Got a whole bunch of stuff. But maybe I'll do a review on this in the coming videos. But anyway, it's absolutely nice. I've cooked probably about 30 pounds of pellets through it right now. Got her dialed in. So anyway, enough of that. Right here's our ribs. We've got our spritz bottle ready to go, and I've got my magic spritz in there. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. Let's just say it is apple juice and some other things, and maybe I'll let that go in a future video as well. But running 225. We're just now getting settled in, kind of oscillating between 220, 250, and after a while it kind of gets dialed on in, but she's good to go because it's so well insulated. Let me show you the inside of this thing. I mean, look, I don't know if you can see up there is, there's a gasket all the way around. Now, if you've been following me on ribs, you know what that is back there, right? That's going to be our bacon up, our triple filtered bacon grease. It is sitting in there getting nice and happy with smoke. We call that our liquid gold. In the front here, we have our marinated ribs. In the back, we have our controlled ribs with our award-winning beef and pork rub on there. So I'm gonna set these on here, and what we're gonna do is we're going to cook to color. Now, the wood, I know I kind of forgot what it was earlier. Tell you what, I'm gonna turn it around like this. Yeah, put the meaty in. towards the firebox. All right, want to give her a little spritz here. So the wood I'm using is a red oak, American hickory, and an apple. I think that's a good combination. Let's get these pretty things started off right. Good little bath here. Try to keep everything the same, right? All right. There we go. So, we're going to come out here in about another, about an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes, check on them and make sure everything's good to go and hit them with another spritz. Look at the color then. So, anyway, I'll see you back out here in about an hour or so. Okay, so we're right at 2 hours on the grill with these ribs. And again, it's all about cooking to color. So the first ones I'm going to take off are the marinated ones because they're the closest. And there we go. And yes, we've got that jiggle, right? Everyone always wants to talk about that jiggle. So here we go now for our wrap. All right. So this is the way I do my wrap. First thing, if you're going to use foil, you don't want to use too much spritz because it'll end up steaming it. So all I want to do is just kind of wet this top. And you see that color. Hopefully it come through on the camera. You can see that color. It's just about the color that we need. All right. So once we give it a little spritz on top, we're going to freshen up the seasoning just a little bit. Just to give it a little bit of extra stuff. Now we're going, doing it meat side up, right? Because we're going to flip it here in just a minute. Now then, I like to come back with, usually you're going to use some butter. Right here we're going to use this from Butcher's Barbecue, this butter flavored grilling oil. It's worked out really well. If you've seen some of my videos in the past, then you've seen me use this before. Normally I would put it on during the cooking phase, but I've since kind of deterred away from that. So I'm going to use just about half of what I have remaining in here. And just going to do a nice little drill. It's got a little pour top, but I find it easier just to do it like this. Just a nice little stream like that. Next, any type of honey, doesn't matter. As you can see, got this down at the Kroger. Now, honey, you can be as liberal as you want to on that. Now, there are really no exact measurements. Now, I thought about doing some measurements because people have asked me for it, but it's kind of just, you know, I mean, there's really no right or wrong way to do it, right? All right, this is one of my secret weapons. If you hadn't heard of this, it's tiger sauce, right? I don't think it's everywhere, but it's a lot of places. And this is kind of a meat, seafood, anything else that can stand up to the sweet heat. So a little bit of sweet heat, so it offsets that honey a little bit. It's not hot by any means. Again, I drizzled this on about like I did the honey. I mean the butter oil. Now, remember talking about putting that rendered bacon up, that triple filtered bacon fat. And you see, hopefully it'll catch up, but this takes all that gold that you see, because it's normally clear, is what we call liquid gold. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that because I didn't have that much of it. So I'm going to leave that for the back side. It'll sit there and marinate right on through. So just going to simply turn this over. Look at the nice little charred ends right there. That tells you that it has cooked well. Just a little bit of that. And just freshen up the seasoning a little bit. Now, in foil, it will get washed out just a tad. So if you want to dress it up, make it nice, then you can always put your glaze on it when you go back in. and it'll have a nice presentation. But these are just for eating. All right, a little bit of honey. Not forget the butter oil. Not going to need much because I got some on the backside. In fact, I'm just going to run a little line right down the back because I'm a little low of this as well. And that's going to be just fine because it's all going to ooze out and sit in here anyway. And get nice and happy during the tenderization process. Now I did move the grill up to 275 from the 225. Now then we're gonna come back to that. I'm gonna try to use half of this if I can. This right here is what's gonna give it that extra little something. This is kind of like, if I had a secret, it's this right here. Because what we perceive as moisture is actually rendered fat, which is what that is. All right, now I've got 2 pieces of foil. Always want to double wrap, so I'm going to make a little boat. Kind of keep all this goodness in here, right here. All right, so this is how I'm going to do my wrap. I'm going to take this, move it right here, move these up to here. Just going to kind of surround the rib a little bit. Okay, just like that. And I call this the boat. And I wonder why, huh? Now we take our second piece, because I want to fold these together. Oops, I got too many pieces. I want to fold these together. Hopefully you can hear me over the foil. Now then, I take these end pieces. I'll fold those in, nice and tight. Tighter the better. You don't have to get crazy with it. So these ends up here. Okay, so you see my ends are folded in like this, and like this. See? Because what I want to do, these flaps are going to protect this opening here because they're down. Because I need to check the temperature and tenderness later on in the cook, so I need easy access, which is why I'm going to do this little roll here. All I'm doing now is just making sure that I got them as tight as I can around the ribs. All that goodness is in there. And then I'm going to do a simple roll like this. Now see, the reason I do this is when I go out there to check it, all I have to do is unroll this, and then I've got this part right here, which was not folded in. I've got this part here where I can probe it for tenderness, also for temperature, looking for 203. Is ideally what I'm looking for. So that's nice and tight. No steam's really going to escape, or heat or anything like that. So what I'll do now is I'll do the second one the same way. And all right, so we've got both ribs wrapped up nice and tight. We've got the grill up to 275. I'm gonna put them out there and I'm gonna check on them, and because my wife likes them when you pull the bones out, so I'm gonna check on them in about an hour 30 and see what we got as far as tenderness goes and as far as temperature goes. So we'll see you back in, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours or so. All right, so it actually left it on there for 2 hours to get the tenderness that we wanted. So let's see what we have down here. So these two right here are going to be the marinated ribs, and that's how they're going to look. See a little bit of a smoke ring in there, looks really good. And these here, kind of took the skin off that one, are the control ribs. So you can see they're done about the same. And over here is going to be the au jus that we reserved from the foil. So let's go ahead and take a bite of the control first. All right, let's see how these are going to be. Oh. That beef and pork is so good, just by itself. All right, beautiful rib. Now let's see if there's any difference with the marinated rib here. Much more tender. No difference in the flavor. All right, I'm gonna do one thing here. Put some of that au jus on there. All right. So final analysis. Did the Wicked Pig make a difference? I'd say yes. It made the difference in that they are tender, more tender. They did get, if you want to say, done a lot faster. No difference in the taste, which is good because I was worried about it affecting the taste. It does not affect the taste, but the tenderness is definitely, after only 20 minutes with water, is definitely noticeable. So, find the Wicked Pig from the information I gave earlier. Find the Wicked Pig and give this a try if you want to. Definitely much more tender, but the taste is off the point. Don't forget that Sweet Smoker Joe award-winning beef and pork rub. So I guess we answered that question, right, about the Wicked Pig and the marinade tenderizer. Is there a difference? Definitely is. So I guess that only leaves one question. The question is,
The Big Pig
you Smoky Joe?
There was a pig, and he was big. He liked to dig and wear a wig. He did a jig and ate a fig. He was a big pig.
I can't hear you.
There was a pig, and he was big. He liked to dig and wear a wig. He did a jig and ate a fig. He was a big pig.
Sing it softly.
There was a pig, and he was big.